Well, former President Trump is continuing to court people of faith, speaking now at the National Religious Broadcasters Convention. Let's bring in Fox News contributor and pastor at First Baptist Church in Dallas, Dr. Robert Jeffress, and Turning Point USA faith contributor, Pastor John Amanchukwu. Gentlemen, thank you both. I know you just stepped out of this, and we appreciate you missing part of the president's speech to talk with us. I want to play this one soundbite. This is President Trump talking about courting the Christian vote. Watch.
Ultimately, the radical left is coming after all of us because they know that our allegiance is not to them. Our allegiance is to our country, and our allegiance is to our Creator. How any Christian can vote for a Democrat, Christian or person of faith, how you can vote for a Democrat is crazy. It's crazy. They've got to stop.
And Pastor Amanchukwu, you said, look, you invited President Biden. He was invited to this and failed not to show up, meaning that you think he doesn't care to court the Christian vote.
That's so true. He doesn't care. He didn't show up because he's not concerned about speaking to and or winning Christians, because he's anti-Christian. He has an anti-Christian bias. And that's a problem in this country. I don't understand why Christians would vote for Democrats in the first place. I agree with President Trump. It's a terrible thing. How can we support a political party that's pro-abortion, that's pro the mutilation of kids, that's pro-welfare states, that's pro keeping our borders open and our families being unsafe? It's a travesty. We need more Christians to understand that we have a voice and we must speak up and we must resist the Democrat Party.
Yeah, and Pastor Jeffress, I mean, you've kind of echoed a lot of that sentiment, but it's interesting because, a lot of this fight over the past 3 years has been about religious freedom in this country. We talk about it all the time here, and it seems to be diminishing.
It is, and the president addressed this in more detail tonight than I've ever heard him do so, talking about establishing an anti-Christian bias commission and restoring the rights of Christians. And look, Trace, I've known President Trump for 9 years. Tonight was the most powerful pro-Christian message I have ever heard him deliver. Yes, he talked about his record of success in pro-life, pro-religious liberty, pro-Israel, but he did something I've not heard him do to this extent. He quoted something I had said about him, and then he said, "It's true. I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I'm proud to be a Christian." And Trace, this reminded me of what Ronald Reagan did 40 years ago when he spoke to this same group, and he said, "Although you can't endorse me, I endorse you." Well, President Trump went a lot further. He not only endorsed Christians, he identified as a Christian, and I think in return, Christians are endorsing him, and they're going to vote for him in record numbers on November 5th.
And I've got a few seconds left, and Pastor Amanchukwu, I just want to get your take on the fact that, President Trump was talking about you got Christians who can't stay on the sidelines.
No, we can't stay on the sidelines. We are called to occupy until Christ comes, but we can't do that from the bleachers. We must get into the arena. And we also must embrace the derogatory term called Christian nationalism. I embrace that term because, God is the one that made this nation great. God is the one that gave us the authority and the powers that we have, and we should not allow the left to demonize us and cause us to relinquish our faith and not hold to the cross.
Pastor Jeffress, about 15 seconds.
I couldn't agree more than what the pastor said, and it's a Christian right, but it's a Christian responsibility to vote your convictions, not Democrat, Republican convictions, but biblical convictions, and I think Christians are going to do that.
Pastor Jeffress, Pastor John, thank you both. We appreciate your time. Well, former President